Hey, clever, what you doing?
Is in his 30s. The rest are in their early 20s or teens. Champions meet here is the slogan of this wonderful global tournament. These two were both runaway champions domestically last season. City winning by 19 points in the Premier League from arch rivals Manchester United. Bayern 21 points clear at the top of the Bundesliga. This is how they line up. There are 7 changes after that defeat by Juventus, but some of the big guns, as we've mentioned, are returning. Arjen Robben, David Alaba, Rafinha and Kingsley Coman are all included, with Franck Ribéry and Sandro Wagner retained. Youngsters Jonathan Meyer at left back, American centre-half Chris Richards and the former Swansea loanee Renato Sanchez, a Euro 2016 winner with Portugal, also feature in their starting lineup. Manchester City make 2 changes to the team which lost against Liverpool. Experienced defender Aymeric Laporte returns for Jason Denayer at centre-half. Brazilian Douglas Luiz replaces Jack Harrison in midfield. New signing Riyad Mahrez makes his 3rd appearance of the tournament. Goalkeeper Claudio Bravo captains the side, with Joe Hart still among the substitutes. There are the officials, led by Ted Unkel, all from the United States, ready to get us underway in this outstanding stadium. We've had Hard Rock cafes, Hard Rock hotels, we've now got Hard Rock stadiums as well. There is the Manchester City captain, Claudio Bravo, whose country, Chile, of course, didn't feature in the World Cup. They failed to qualify. Both of these sides have an absolute host of players rested after their exertions in Russia to varying degrees of success. So City in their traditional strip, kicking off, attacking the goal to our left-hand side in this opening half. Bayern wearing red and black. Well, it's been a mixed bag in this tournament. I suppose, Don, you can forgive Manchester City for losing their first 2 games. In both cases, they've played very, very youthful sides. Let's just pause while we concentrate on that mistake. And Bayern have an early chance, and it was Ribéry getting forward who just knocks it through and was unable to find an opponent.
Yeah, I think the positives of Pep Guardiola's backroom staff, especially with the youngsters that have produced in this tournament. I've seen them against Liverpool the other night, and a couple of players to look out for. I thought Luke Bolton over on the right-hand side, he might play as a wing-back or at right-back, was excellent. Very pacey, very strong. Young Lucas Nemecha leading the line up front. Really physically strong, he can run, he can cover the distance very, very easy. We know about Phil Foden and Zinchenko, but Eric Garcia, 17-year-old Spaniard at the heart of the defence, he can really play. You can see he's come out of the Barcelona school, and he's a very talented player.
It'll be fascinating to see how City's young guns fare. Here's one of the not-so-young guns, Aymeric Laporte, wearing 14, who has never played for France, the World Cup winners, under-21 international. Came into the City lineup last season on a big money transfer from Athletic Bilbao. Here comes City driving forward. There's a man out spare, Zinchenko, on this left-hand side. Clever cutback by him. This is Foden. Still City come forward. Brahim Diaz gets the better of the defender, and the shot is eventually blocked when it came in. And it was Foden again involved.
Oh, wonderful work from Brahim Diaz. He started the move in the centre of midfield and he drove on. He went past two or three players like they weren't there. Very easy for him. Just couldn't find that end product.
It's a promising start for Manchester City's youngsters. And here they come again. Diaz again involved. Cross is rather overhit this time from the right-hand side. But it's been kept alive here by Zinchenko with a double step over, knocked away by Alaba. And Bayern Munich know they're in a game. Ball has barely been in the City half, and once again Brahim Diaz, who looks a very, very useful young player indeed, is trying to make inroads into the Bayern Munich penalty area. Moroccan father, 18 years of age, the Spaniard.
Yeah, he just lost his bearings slightly there, Diaz, because he had a chance. It was wonderful work from Riyad Mahrez, little step over, and the weighted pass was very, very good. He just wasn't so sure that Rafinha was just tucking in. Good defensive work from Rafinha. And City have started well.
It's a lovely crossfield ball by Laporte. And they're linking again. Mahrez plays it in towards the danger area, where it's cleared by Bayern. Still City come scampering forward. This time the ball is knocked away again by the experienced Austrian international David Alaba, who's already having a busy old time at the heart of Bayern's defence. And Pep Guardiola there with Mikel Arteta must be pretty happy with the way the opening 4 minutes have panned out.
Absolutely.
Maintain it.
Looks like he started with three centre-halves, and Humphries, Garcia and Laporte, Zinchenko left wing-back, and young Luke Bolton high up on the right-hand side.
Alaba out to Rafinha, and again City very hungry to win the ball back. Here's Zinchenko, the Ukrainian international, who did appear in the Premier League last season. He made 14 appearances in all competitions for City. Now referee has a decision to make, and the decision there is no penalty. You can hear the City fans' reaction to it. Oh, and that's a chancy ball
Bayern
across the face of the goal by Bayern, who've, as you were just about to say, have started poorly, I think.
Absolutely, and shaky as well. It was young Chris Richards who looked very, very nervy, but it's almost like 5 minutes in, Man City are actually setting traps. This was the penalty claim, and there was a little nudge there from Chris Richards on Riyad Mahrez. It might have been a penalty.
Debatable. Mahrez is still down now. That's not something Manchester City fans will want to see. £60 million signing from Leicester City. Record. And after 5 minutes, he's wincing in pain. This might be a matter of some concern for Pep Guardiola. Mahrez is the one really, really big name. Let's have another look at what happens here. I'm not entirely convinced there's enough there to warrant a penalty kick. He's gone down holding his ankle, and certainly wasn't any contact by young Richards that caused the ankle to go, which is perhaps even more worrying. He maybe has turned it. He's up on his feet again now. And they don't want to lose him so early because they've made such a good start.
Yeah, inside 5 minutes was all like Man City was setting traps for Bayern Munich. Anytime David Alaba or Rafinha played any balls into Renato Sanchez or Paul Ville, Douglas Luiz and Phil Foden have been all over them, trying to win the ball back high up the pitch very, very early, Man City. And it's worked.
This is Rafinha, the Brazilian right fullback. You just need to wake up a little bit, Bayern. Just have a feel of the ball. Here is young Richards again, who will be popular with the American supporters here. He's one of the country's best young players, but they've given it away again. And there's a chance here. And it goes begging, although there was an offside flag with Brahim Diaz trying to get down that inside right channel.
It was Sven Ulreich's mistake. He deputised really well for Manuel Neuer last season. But look at the clearance.
They're absolutely all over the place, Bayern Munich. They've just put another one straight out of play. We're just looking at it again, clearly offside.
It's an awful clearance, even though it's on his weaker left side. Just couldn't stay onside, Man City, because they won the ball back high up the pitch.
Well, here's Ribéry finding Rafinha, and now Alaba. It's a poor ball as well. First touch for Claudio Bravo since the opening minute. This is Zinchenko. And now Mahrez, who's fit again. Great ball, great chance. And Mecha is denied by a rather better piece of work from Sven Ulreich this time. But that was a really good opening for City. And Mahrez carved it out. And Mecha, who's a big, strong, solid centre-forward, hit it well enough. But the goalkeeper was there to block.
Yeah, he pulled himself on the angle, and Mecha. It was a clever run from the 19-year-old. Shame about the finish.
Once again, Bayern are in danger of inviting City on with a catalogue of mistakes in the opening 8 minutes of this match.
I think it's probably clear to see where both teams are in their preparations. Bayern, as I said before, are 4 weeks away from that game against Hoffenheim. And ManCity at the moment look fresher, they look fitter.
Yeah. And
they're obviously 2 weeks ahead in pre-season. That's showing.
Well, they've got the Community Shield, haven't they, against Chelsea coming up early August. Here's Zinchenko. It's rather sloppy, and Ribéry can't get a foot on it though. Laporte will have a look around, instead decides to go backwards. Eric Garcia with the square ball, and that's an excellent ball down the line. Chance here for City. Early ball in is needed. Alaba is across to clear. But they've absolutely carved Bayern apart on numerous occasions. This was the earlier chance for Mecha. Goalkeeper got his angles right.
Absolutely. Wasn't the greatest to finish from the youngster. Should have went across goal.
Here they come again. Zinchenko trying to get in at the back post. It was half cleared by Bayern. They just cannot get their foot on the ball, the German champions at the moment.
Got to get it out wide. That's where their strengths are. Kingsley Coman, Ian Robben.
Foden is dispossessed by Jonathan Meyer. Sandro Wagner back there helping out his defence, the Bayern centre forward. Neither of these sides have any chance of winning this competition. City, of course, without a point as yet. Bayern could only reach 6 with a victory inside 90 minutes. Dortmund, their German rivals, already have 7 points.
City seem to have the extra man on the right-hand side, and it's Luke Bolton at the moment. So much space.
This is an excellent run down the right-hand side. It's too close to the goalkeeper, though. But it was full of purpose by Cameron Humphreys down that flank, overlapping from centre-half, and it was gathered at the feet of Mecha by Ulreich, who's been a very busy goalkeeper. He was busy last season, actually made 47 appearances, of course, because of that long injury to Manuel Neuer. 10 minutes gone, City all over Bayern, but without anything to show for it as yet. Here's Ribéry. Kingsley Coman, not in the French squad that won the World Cup, but borderline. Yeah, well, it's a lovely run by him, and it comes through. It's a real chance, and it's wasted. Real opportunity for Bayern to carve out chance, but it went begging.
Yeah, with Niko Kovac, you want more of that. You want more from the wide players. Kingsley Coman done really, really well when the ball's at his feet, very, very quick. As is Ian Robben on that right-hand side. He's a bright young manager, Niko Kovac, done a terrific job at Eintracht Frankfurt last season.
He's a former Bayern Munich player. He's only the third former Bayern player to manage the club after Franz Beckenbauer and Jürgen Klinsmann. Now then, City coming forward, and Mecha's onto it. Alaba did well, just read the situation, got himself where he needed to be to make the clearance.
Just slightly overhit there from Brahim Diaz, but credit the youngster for spotting the run of Mecha. Showed very good vision.
There's Paul Ville, the young central midfield player, one of the youngsters at Bayern, 19 years old. Ribéry almost loses out. Vil has to tidy up again. Alaba looking to get it forward. Koeman with the touch. And again. Once again, Bayern are unable to get any kind of momentum going. And once again, City are on the charge here. And it's Nmecha. And he's at the post. Glorious chance, beat the keeper, couldn't beat the woodwork. The City absolutely battering on the door, but they can't knock it down at the moment.
You feel it's only a matter of time because Bayern Munich's fullbacks, Meyer and Rafinha, are playing really high up the pitch, was leaving the two centre-halves exposed, and any ball down the flanks is causing Bayern so many problems. Unlucky with a finish. Does the right thing on this occasion, Nmecha going across goal.
He was actually born in Germany, Lucas Nmecha, before moving to the UK as a child. He's an England under-21 international. Here come Bayern trying to create some kind of panic. This is Arjen Robben, of whom we've barely seen anything so far. And it's a great tackle by Zinchenko. And again, City will be thrilling their supporters, both here and watching at home, with the way these youngsters have started. Diaz with a clever ball down the line, just a little over hip. It's been a wonderful start. They look so confident.
And I think what's happening is, I think tactics has more or less gone out the window in the first 15 minutes of this game. Both teams just attacking each other. Every time City go forward with their youngsters, you feel as though their pace down the side is going to cause the two centre-halves, Richard and Alaba, lots of problems. But equally, when Bayern go forward out wide, especially with Kingsley Coman, they look at the straight chances as well. It was good defending from Zinchenko, 1v1 with Arjen Robben. It's a real open game. It's good to watch. It's a good game.
It's well defended for Manchester City. And they're on the front foot again here with Foden, who looks very, very lively, although he's lost sight of the ball there. Here's Ribéry. Now then, here come Bayern looking to go ahead against the line of play, and they've done just that. Cross from the right-hand side, and the header is firm and into the net, and totally against the run of play. The Bayern supporters are celebrating. Meritan Shabani getting on the end of a cross by Rafinha and planting a very good header into the net. He's a 19-year-old who's German-born with Kosovan parents. Got his head firmly onto the wonderful cross by Rafinha, and City will be wondering how on earth they've managed to get themselves behind.
Yeah, it's been a good start to the game. Been a good watch. It's been very, very open. It's a goal that Pep will be absolutely furious about because they've dominated the ball. Good work from Rafinha. And Bayern find themselves 1-0 up inside 15 minutes, right against the run of play.
Well, City, you said it, Don, it was when rather than if we got a goal, but we weren't expecting one at the end. We got it.
It's just been an open game. It's been a great game to watch.
It's been good. Here's Nmecha, but he's given the ball away.
You just get the impression if it carries on like this, there'll be more goals, more chances.
Yeah. As you say, every time either side get the ball, the only intention is to score, and there's another well-intentioned drive. Koeman hitting it left-footed, and Claudio Bravo down at his post, and immediately City are on the counter here. Mahrez finding Foden. And then Bolton.
Yeah, well, the impression I'm getting from watching the opening 60 minutes of this game, it's not going to stay 1-0. There's going to be more chances and more goals.
There's another crossfield ball by Laporte, who's played a couple of those very accurately so far.
If City can just switch it, Zinchenko's in a lot of room. That's where they're strong at the moment. Got to keep working it wide, shift the ball a little bit quicker. make Ian Robin and Kingsley Coman track back.
Here's Zinchenko. Now Laporte. Cameron Humphreys. Well, the first 18 minutes have flown past. Kingsley Coman, the latest to try and find the net. Blocked by Claudio Bravo's splendid stop. This is the first real lull we've had in the proceedings.
Yeah, it'll be a test for City now, 1-0 behind. They've dominated the ball. Can they stay patient? Can they stay true to the manager's beliefs? I'm pretty sure they will.
Claudio Bravo, by some distance, the elder statesman in the Manchester City side, 35. The next oldest is Riyad Mahrez at 27. He's Ulreich, the Bayern goalkeeper, who had a mixed start, a couple of poor clearances, but a very good save as well. This is Rafinha, who's cross set up the goal for Shabani. This is Ville. Now Alaba. Bayern have just regained a little bit of composure since they got that goal.
Yeah, they've grown into the game. It's a little bit better than how they started, I must admit.
The one thing I think Pep Guardiola will be worried about is that they've only really had one serious attack and the defenders were not able to deal with it. Here is the man who got the goal, Shabani. This is Ribéry, Coman, and Ribéry again, two Frenchmen combining, but City have won it back. The ball back by Brahim Diaz is not the best, and it's a very, very nice piece of defending there to cut the ball out by Aymeric Laporte.
Yeah, that's a small margin. As soon as City win the ball back, Diaz can't waste possession because Man City were away on the counter-attack, and Bayern Munich had a number of players that were out of position, so a sloppy pass there from the youngster.
There's Ville. It's nicely done. That was less so. Bayern's next appointment is a match against Manchester United at the Allianz Arena in Munich on August the 5th, the same day that Manchester City faced Chelsea, the FA Cup winners, in the Community Shield at Wembley Stadium. It's almost as if that concession of a goal has drained a little bit of the belief out of Manchester City, who started so well.
They just need a spell of possession just to regain their confidence. I don't think they've lost any. They've just lost a little bit of flow that they had.
Here's Diaz. It's well cut out by Bayern, and suddenly Coman's on his bike here, and he is a pacey player.
Be a good foot race that between himself and Bolton, because he is really quick.
Here's Ribéry. He's overcooked that ball.
Seen the Liverpool game the other day against Man City, and Luke Bolton had a foot race with Fabinho, and he left him for absolute dead. He couldn't get anywhere near him. Absolutely rapid, the youngster. Yeah, that'll be a good foot race tonight, himself and Kingsley Coman.
Yeah. Well matched in pace, those two. Coman just about winning that previous little run. There's a new Bayern boss, born in Germany but of Croatian parentage. It's a nice little flick on, doesn't quite come through to Sandro Wagner, the tall Bayern striker. Stormed out of international football after not being selected for the World Cup. Now then, here comes City. Would break on, but it's a poor touch. And Ulreich is easily able to make sure that there was no progress made there by Luke Bolton. Does like to get forward from right wing back. Here's Ribéry for Bayern. It's a clever ball. Robben's in the box and scores brilliantly. Well, you can't afford to give Arjen Robben that kind of space, even in his mid-30s. Bayern Munich in probably a 2-0 up, and Robben has scored an absolutely wonderful goal.
Absolutely stunning ball from Frank Ribéry. He found himself at least 45 yards away, got in a little bit of room, and we've seen that run many a time from Arjen Robben. He always comes from out to in, from that right-hand side on his favoured left foot. You know, once he's in front of goal, bearing down on Claudio Bravo, he's always going to finish that. Fantastic finish. That was stunning goal from Bayern.
Well, it was a glorious first touch by Robben, just to take the ball away from Claudio Bravo. Bravo then tried to narrow it, but by the time he got there, Robben had adeptly chipped it over him. That is a magnificent goal. And Bayern Munich find themselves 2 goals to the good, with just a quarter of the game gone, and City's youngsters are feeling a little bit shell-shocked now after creating so much in the opening period, and Mecha hitting the post. But suddenly they're 2 goals down, and it could get worse for them here. Just about smuggled that one away with the deflection away for a corner. Niko Kovac will be pretty pleased with what's transpired since that lively start by City. Eric Garcia was the player who conceded the corner.
Yeah, he's got big shoes to fill, hasn't he, Niko Kovac? Jopanka's done a terrific job last season. But it's 2 players who know each other inside out, Frank Ribéry and Arjen Robben. That's why Robben made the run, because he knew Frank Ribéry could find him.
Corner then to Bayern. City will need to be on their toes here. Bravo flapped. There's Ribéry. Well, he might be both in their mid-30s, but the quality hasn't diminished. Ribéry and Robben woven inextricably into the history of Bayern Munich. Good play by Foden. There's a City player down. It's Riyad Mahrez again. He's still troubled by that ankle. Hasn't really got into the game very much. He played 1 good ball forward to give Lucas Mecha a chance, but once again Pep Guardiola is looking on in a slightly anxious manner as he talks to the 4th official, Rubiel Vasquez.
This is a worry.
It is a worry.
I don't think Pep will take any chances with Riyad Mahrez.
When you've spent 60 million quid on one of the most talented players in the English game. It looks like that is it for Mahrez, and Guardiola may well be about to replace him with Bernardo Silva, the Portuguese World Cup player. Gives the rest of the squad the opportunity, and Bayern's players, to just take a break and take stock of things.
Well, they've got lucky, I must admit, Bayern, because I think the first 15 minutes ManCity absolutely dominated them and looked as though at any given time, and they were carving them open. They probably should have been 1 or 2-0 up, ManCity, before Bayern got their first one. Since then, they've grown in confidence, they've had time and space on the ball, and that's a lesson for the likes of Douglas Luiz and Phil Foden. You can't give Frank Ribéry time and space, because these guys are so good, they'll pick a pass.
Well, the Germans in the crowd are happy enough, despite the fact that, as you say, their team were in danger of being 2-0 down rather than 2-0 up with a quarter of an hour gone. Confirmation that Mahrez is off, and Bernardo Silva has come on for City. Played in all 4 games for Portugal in the World Cup before they were defeated by Uruguay. But that will be a worry for Pep Guardiola. Let's hope that Riyad Mahrez's injury is not a serious one, because he's an exciting talent. Whether you support Manchester City or not, you want to see him week in, week out in the Premier League. Here's City trying to get back on firm terms. Foden with the strike. Couldn't quite get it on target, but that was more like it from City. That was the kind of chances they were creating at will in the opening 15 minutes. It wasn't a bad effort by Foden, trying to control it on the volley.
It's not a bad effort at all, anywhere lower than he scores, but again, it was good work from Bolton. He's been a thorn in Bayern's side. Jonathan Meyer at the moment at left-back can't live with Bolton. That was a chance.
Foden's been with Manchester City since he was 8 years old. Made his Premier League debut as a substitute against Tottenham in December, having led the England under-17s to World Cup glory in India. Here's Arjen Robben. It's another clever ball forward towards Wagner, who wasn't quite on the same wavelength.
You can just see, though, in 2 or 3 weeks' time, when Bayern are up to speed, those sort of passes will come off. It was very slick play.
Here's Zinchenko. And Mecha. And now Ribéry. And Robben again! Great save. Well, that would have been 3-0, but for Claudio Bravo with a magnificent block from Arjen Robben's instinctive first-time effort. And City are grateful to their keeper. It's not 3 that they trail by, but here's Brahim Diaz. He's got Mecha for company. And he went for the clever chip and got it all wrong.
Couple of chances
at both ends.
Couple of chances at either end, and I think Emerick Laporte gets lucky as well. It's a brilliant strike from Arjen Robben. Brilliant save from Claudio Bravo, and Emerick Laporte just left a little bit on. The Bayern player couldn't quite see in real time who it was, and it might have been a penalty at the other end. Half a chance for Man City.
Yeah, there's all sorts going on there. Robben's shot brilliantly saved, as you say. Questionable whether there was a penalty, although there weren't any huge appeals from Bayern players. And at the other end, Brahim Diaz just trying to be a little too cute with the finish.
He's lost none of his quality, hasn't he, Arjen Robben? He's so talented. Even at 34, he's still a threat.
Yeah, he's been consistently excellent throughout his career. 2 titles, an FA Cup and 2 League Cups, of course, during his time at Chelsea. A title with Real Madrid as well. Just the 7 titles with Bayern Munich and 3 cups. Here he is again.
I think he'd like to stay away from injuries this season.
He's onto that left foot with one of those classic runs of his. He's found Ribéry now. Header not quite what he wanted. He was trying to bring someone else into play rather than go for goal, but he went straight to goalkeeper Bravo, who's been pretty busy in the last few moments.
Yeah, it was Sandro Wagner that he was just trying to find. Frank Ribéry just couldn't quite pull that one off. Got to be careful they don't lose a third here, City.
Yeah. Here's Bernardo Silva, who's come on to replace the injured Mahrez. He's playing in a central midfield position. This is Garcia. Now Laporte. City in danger of finishing with 0 points in the International Champions Cup. Could finish bottom of the 18 clubs taking part, although to be fair, they have got one of the more youthful sides. Here's Foden, who's shown glimpses to us, hasn't he, tonight, of his undoubted ability. And I suspect that he's going to become a more regular, high-profile matchday performer in the months to come.
Yeah, I think he's the odds-on player at the moment that's going to make some appearances from the bench from Man City. Very, very hard job that is with the superstar players that they've got.
Yeah.
He seems to be breaking through. He's got the talent.
And he didn't just win a World Cup medal at under-17 level. He scored twice in the final against Spain and was voted best player at the tournament, picked up the golden ball.
A slight worry for Pep. Nothing to do with this tournament, but the players that are not playing in this tournament, is how he acclimatises them into the first team in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
They don't seem to have had. We're going to have a lot of rest, and then have they got the match sharpness to step straight into the Premier League?
Well, no club had more players at the World Cup than Manchester City. Bayern Munich had a fair few as well, including Corentin Tolisso, who was member of the winning French team.
And I think likewise, coincidentally, is Man City's opponents on the first day of the season, which is Arsenal. And they didn't have a great deal of players, so their players theoretically should be nice and fresh.
Well, they beat Paris Saint-Germain 5-1 in this competition earlier today in Singapore. 2 goals for Alexandre Lacazette. Mesut Ozil was captain and he scored as well. Rob Holding and Eddie Nketiah also on the score sheet for Unai Emery's side. It seems strange not saying Arsene Wenger's side, doesn't it, when you refer to Arsenal, but we're going to get used to that.
They've had a tougher pre-season than Arsene Wenger, believe me. Been in contact with a couple of players and they said it's been really, really tough. I think Arsenal's biggest problem over the years is pre-season wasn't so tough and it was a little bit of an easy ride.
Yeah. Well, it's paid off with a big win in the competition we're witnessing here. Manchester City and Bayern making their final bows. Here's Bernardo Silva. Cool defending by Rafinha. Particularly good clearance though. It's up rather than away. Here's Bolton. And Bernardo Silva again. Luke Bolton once more. And if City can get themselves back in it before half-time, it would give them a huge lift. Laporte finds Zinchenko. This is better from City. That's lovely play by Brahim Diaz. He's got away from Alaba. It's a good effort too. Ulreich in the right place.
I've been impressed with him, Brahim Diaz. I think he's technically very, very good. He takes the ball on the back foot. He's got good vision. In tight areas, he's got a little turn of pace. Very strong as well for an 18-year-old.
He struck that well. Goalkeeper was in the right place. Well, down but not out City, you could say, as they strive to find a foothold. Here's Zinchenko. Once again, Bolton is the man out wide, but that's a poor one, which is cleared by Alaba. Wagner gets his head to it, but it drops for Laporte.
Jonathan Meyer's now got a problem because he's not sure whether to get tight to Bolton because he's ran him once or twice. So now he's just staying 2 or 3 yards off him, which is giving the wide man a little bit more room to play in.
Here's the lively Diaz again. Mecha. Diaz once more. Oh, it's a very good effort.
How good's he been? He's been very, very good. He was playing on that left-hand side. He was just coming inside, getting in between the lines. It was good play. Nice little layoff, little 1-2. He's just trying to whip it into that top left-hand corner.
He's played in the Premier League. He's made his debut in January of this year in a win against Newcastle. Together made 10 appearances in the senior team in all competitions last season. He looks a very, very confident boy. He was singled out for praise actually by Pep Guardiola after the narrow defeat by Dortmund on day 1 of this competition.
Have a look at the look that Frank Ribery gives young Jonathan Meyer, because he left him short with a pass. He was absolutely fuming with a youngster. Hospital pass, we call them in the game.
Yeah. He's got a face like thunder, Ribery. He's had a bit of a torrid time, Jonathan Meyer, and yet his team are approaching half-time with a 2-goal lead. Here's Rafinha, who set up the first goal so splendidly well, finding the man who finished the second equally brilliantly. Here's Chris Richards, American who was born in Alabama, formerly of FC Dallas, which is a partner club of Bayern Munich's. There's Sandro Wagner, did well to get up and find a header, and he's won a free kick for a handball. He wants to take it quickly.
He does that better
and
than
that
most,
he's done. Here's Robin. More problem here for City. Ian Robin. Good tackle by Laporte.
It's not a place Emerick Laporte wants to be. 1v1 inside his own 18-yard box up against Ian Robin, who's twisting him inside out.
He's going to take the corner himself, Robin. Now retired from Dutch football, with his country having failed to reach the World Cup. A very good corner by his huge standards. The run is by Richards. It's only half cleared. Eventually Coman is denied the opportunity to get a foot on it. It's hooked away.
Good battle going on between Sandro Wagner and young Cameron Humphreys. He's one of the strongest centre-forwards in the Bundesliga, Wagner.
Here's Bernardo Silva. And he does have comparative experience in this Manchester City side, even though he himself is only 23.
So wide right for City's on all the time, because Jonathan Maya and Rafinha, the two fullbacks, are playing ever so narrow.
This is Eric Garcia. Now Aymeric Laporte. Little space here for him. He's driving forward, but very good interception by Rafinha. Suddenly Frank Ribéry has ambitions at the other end. Picks out Coman. Here's Ville. Took fairly tidy in centre midfield. That's a deliberate shirt pull and an inevitable yellow card for Bernardo Silva.
Well, in any league you're playing, that's a yellow card. Maybe a little bit harsh in pre-season, but good skill. Nice little drop of the shoulder. Went past two players, Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden. Nice footwork, that. Little pull of the shirt, you're always going to get a card.
Sheer frustration from Bernardo Silva, who was comprehensively outwitted by the 19-year-old central midfielder.
Big season ahead for Bernardo Silva now with the addition to Riyad Mahrez. He's got a fight on his hands now for his place.
51 appearances last season for City, and by no means all of them as a starter. Four minutes to go to half-time. Maya with the clearance. That was by Douglas Luiz, who wants the throw, but is going to be denied it by the referee pointing in the opposite direction. I wonder why Ribéry at 35 has suddenly decided to carve his number into his hair. I mean, he's been around long enough.
Do what you want. Do what you want, John.
We all know he's number 7.
When you've got that many titles and that many trophies in the cabinet, do what you want.
Fair point, well made. 8 titles, 5 cups, over 600 career appearances. That's quite a record. Another one who no longer plays international football. Now then, can Bayern finish the half strongly? Chance for Coman, and it's into the shins of Garcia for a Bayern Munich corner.
Just hanging on slightly every time Bayern go forward. That City back line just panic slightly, and you would, by the way, when you face Ian Robin and Kingsley Coman and Ribéry.
Well, Bravo's made a couple of outstanding saves already. Wouldn't
Don't want to lose a third just before half-time.
No. Ribéry will take the corner. It's going to be an in-swinger from the Frenchman. Out to Robin, who's going to hit it. Oh, he didn't hit it terribly well.
Just on his wrong side, wasn't it?
Yeah, again, it was the two of them trying to hatch something, wasn't it, with their guile and craft.
Yeah, if that's on the other side and it's on Robin's left foot, you'd fancy he'd make that connection a little bit sweeter.
That's nicely done. Here's Ribéry again. Coman on the ball now. It's a nice turn. This is Rafinha, and now Robin. Rafinha. Climb for the header is ultimately unsuccessful from Meriton Shabani, but he's already headed one in this evening.
Yeah, it's well defended actually from Zinchenko and Phil Foden, because Ian Robin was desperately trying to shift the ball onto his strong left side. And they showed him down the right side, which was his weaker foot.
Manchester City Brains Trust are just planning the half-time speeches. See if they can get themselves back into this game. Here's the Brazilian midfield player Douglas Luiz. Saw David Luiz earlier playing for Chelsea. Foden with a touch.
See if City can just work a diagonal wide right a lot quicker, that passes on to Bolton. There's too many touches.
Here is Bolton. He's got Bernardo Silva darting down the channel. Not a great first touch by the Portuguese international. But here's Foden. Other than the scoreline, there isn't too much that I don't think that Pep Guardiola will be desperately unhappy about.
I think especially the first 10 minutes, Man City players, midfield especially, was setting traps for Bayern, making them play out into midfield, and they were closing them down in these sort of areas, winning the ball back high, and then getting this man with Bolton in the game a lot.
Yeah, that was a good ball to him by Bernardo Silva, but then the subsequent ball by Brahim Diaz was less effective. Final few seconds of the opening 45 minutes. Just a couple to be added on. Douglas Luiz finding Zinchenko, now Foden. Bernardo Silva. Direct from him, goes all the way and scores! That's a terrific goal by Bernardo Silva, and a massively uplifting goal for Manchester City right before half-time.
Deserved as well. Good run from Bernardo Silva, but the run from Luke Bolton was ever so good. Look, just on the overlap, he takes the fullback with him, allows him to cut inside on his strong left foot, and you fancy him. Sven Ulreich's looking straight down the barrel of the shot, couldn't do anything about the effort. Deserved from Man City just before time. Deserved their goal. It's a nice strike.
No doubt about that. Lovely finish by Bernardo Silva, low and precise. Ulrich no chance. Well, they thoroughly deserve that for their industry effort and creativity and positivity in the first half. Came on as a substitute for the injured Riyad Mahrez and has got his side right back into the game. Might change Niko Kovac's half-time team talk a little. Here is the man who scored it. Now Zinchenko. City still buzzing as we approach half-time.
Popping the ball around really well,
Yeah.
Man City.
Yeah. Here they come again. Bolton with the low cross. Again outwitted Maya, but can't get it past Alaba. But it's a corner for City, who may just have time to take it.
Yeah, since they've got the goal, and even just before the goal, they're still playing with confidence. Zinchenko's popped a couple of balls around the corner into Phil Foden, likewise with Douglas Luiz.
Corner taken short. They need to go get the ball into the box quickly, and that's wasted by Douglas Luiz. It's the last touch of the first half. Again, it's been a very... Bayern have got a few at the other end of the scale. Sandro Wagner, 30 now. Claudio Bravo, the only really senior citizen in the City lineup. Bayern get us underway wearing red and black, attacking the goal to our left-hand side in this second half and leading by 2-1. Shabani and Robin, lead halved by that late goal from Bernardo Silva for Manchester City. We'll be looking to start the second half the way they started the first, although Bravo's got to try and manoeuvre himself out of a bit of a spot there. And the referee's blown the whistle for an infringement.
I tell you, he was tested by young Cameron Humphreys, who fizzed the ball straight back at Claudio Bravo's feet. I think it might have went out for a corner.
One substitution for Bayern, as you predicted. Serge Gnabry is on, and Rafinha, who's set up the header for Meritan Shabani to make it 1-0, has gone off. Manchester City forced into one substitution in the first half. Bernardo Silva for the injured Riyad Mahrez. Bayern corner, straight to the near post where it's dealt with. It's surely a foul on Foden by Ribéry.
You're not quite feeling that number 7, I sense, John, in his air. Frank Ribery, you're not feeling that look.
Well, I just wonder why. I can understand, I don't know, a young kid who's arrived on the block, maybe making his mark, but I don't know, Ribéry's 35 years old now. Anyway, as you said, I suppose he's earned the right to do what he likes. Here's Bernardo Silva for Manchester City. Just a reminder that in this International Champions Cup, a draw will be greeted by penalties. Here comes City looking to get themselves on level terms. Diaz just being dispossessed there as he tried to tangle the ball from under his feet.
Good defending from Serge Gnabry, very strong. Difficult player to try and manoeuvre, get round with Ibrahim Diaz. Not really going to beat Serge Gnabry in a foot race there.
He only made 17 appearances in his spell at Arsenal, Serge Gnabry, although he was part of the squads that won the FA Cups in 2014 and 15, although he played no part in either final. He's found Paul Ville. These two sides have met 6 times in the Champions League recently and won 3 and lost 3 apiece. Most recently in the group stage in 2014, when Bayern lost in Manchester and won 1-0 in Munich. Here's Robin. He's done well to find the pass and clawed away by Claudio Bravo, with Frank Ribéry flying into the 6-yard box. Excellent play by Robin initially.
Lovely little give and go. Ball whipped across the 6-yard box. Bravo does quite well, really, because you can see Frank Ribéry's just stole a march on Cameron Humphreys, who just switched off.
Waves of action by Manchester City's Chilean goalkeeper. Here's Zinchenko, Ukraine's youngest ever goal scorer, took that record off one Andrei Shevchenko.
Switch roles since he's come out for the second half. Zinchenko gone a little bit deeper, a little bit more central. Phil Foden's gone a little bit higher up the pitch.
Good interception by Gnabry. There's Wagner finding Ville. City's turn to intercept. This is Douglas Luiz. Diaz has just kept that in.
Lovely crossfield pass from Douglas Luiz, just pinged it 30, 40 yards out the left-hand side.
Humphreys forward to Bolton and back again to Humphreys. Humphreys are part of the England under-17 World Cup team in 2015. 2 years before their triumph, captained by Phil Foden. They failed to get out of the group in Chile. Here's Bernardo Silva, and now Cameron Humphreys. Here's Bolton. Just bypasses Silva, and Alaba finds Ulreich. This is Maya, and was given a pretty torrid time by City's number 74, Luke Bolton, in the first period.
So you can see the little DNA that Pep's trying to introduce to these youngsters, though. They're quite patient and quite brave playing out from the back. They're not, you know, when they're under duress and under stress, they're not just launching it and getting rid and clear their lines there. They're trying to be brave and picking the right passes. That comes from the manager.
Yeah, great tackle by Diaz on Ribery, and suddenly Bolton's on his way again down that right-hand side. Here's Bernardo Silva. Foden. Good shot, must be, is. Lucas Nmecha has equalised for Manchester City within 6 minutes of the second half restarting, and they've clawed it back from 2-0 to 2-2.
Well, the weakest part of Sven Ulreich's game is shot stopping, because if you are going to palm this away, you've got to palm it wide. You can't palm this back centrally. Good work from Bernardo Silva. Phil Foden takes a shot on, but you have to clear your lines. Experienced goalkeeper has to palm this away to his right-hand side. It's a schoolboy error, really. Good finish from Nmecha. He's on the spot. Quite a simple finish. You'd fancy him to finish out just 5 or 6 yards out, but that's a poor mistake. I've seen that far too many times from Sven Ulreich.
Well, he made 2 appearances in the Premier League last season. Lucas Nmecha, he's got himself on the score sheet for the first time for Manchester City in this International Champions Cup. A poacher's goal by a centre-forward after Foden's shot was, as you say, kindly spilt into his path by Sven Ulreich, and Bayern see their lead disappear, and you'd have to say City deserve it on the overall scheme of things.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially in the second half, because they've had all the possession. They've created 1 or 2 chances. They've looked the more livelier. Their passing's been a bit slicker. I think the worry for Man City is trying to keep Kingsley Coman and Ian Robben quiet. They're the danger men. Pep will be absolutely delighted how his young kids have played this evening. Absolutely first class.
Yeah.
This is what I mean by being brave, playing out from the back, taking no, you know, not taking any easy options by just clearing your lines, trying to be patient, teaching the kids the right way to play.
Yeah, that's exactly what they've done. Claudio Bravo's been, I think, important in that. Experienced goalkeeper is encouraging them to try and do that. Here come Bayern, looking to get their noses back in front. Lovely play by Zinchenko, though, for City.
And the most important thing as well, John, when you do make a mistake, is just keep praising the youngsters, keep telling them to play out from the back.
Yeah.
Because that was actually Bernardo Silva who gave the ball away. One of the most experienced players.
Of course, this was the reason that Joe Hart's exit from Manchester City became inevitable, was Pep Guardiola sensing that perhaps he didn't have quite the ability as a goalkeeper to do that. And as you see here, they're comfortable with the ball at their feet. This is encouraging for City fans, although that's not a very good crossfield ball on that occasion. Here's Coman, but good play by Bolton. It's a good run by Bolton as well now, finding Foden, sorts his feet out quickly. Brahim Diaz crowded out in the end, and Gnabry will clear.
I think the boy Bolton's got a future in the game. Yes. You can see he's a very, very strong runner, but he picks the right pass as well. He's only going to get better, only 18 years of age.
And he was one of the England under-21 team that won the Toulon tournament last year. Still just 18 years old.
That's why I think if you're smart, like I said before, if you're a manager watching these youngsters, try and cherry pick some of these players just to go on loan to your club for a year, give them some experience.
Here's Coman for Bayern. He might have a strike, he fancies it certainly, but there isn't the space at the moment because of the presence of Luis. Here's Maya, and now Vil.
See the way Crystal Palace last season took Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, with the right manager, and you're churning out 90 minutes every single week.
Yeah, absolutely.
We all knew Loftus-Cheek was a real player, but he looked bigger and stronger, and he looked more durable.
Well, it was interesting, wasn't it, how many of that England side had at some stage been out on loan, often to lower league clubs. Here's Frank Ribéry for Bayern. That's a fantastic ball. Here's Robben, here's Wagner. And somehow City have prevented Bayern from retaking the lead.
First-class play. Sandro Wagner wants a penalty. Couldn't quite see it in real time because the move, and especially from Frank Ribéry to Arjen Robben, absolutely first class. I don't think there's a foul in there. I don't think there's much in that, and it was Eric Garcia. But the move was fantastic. The way to pass, as you know, 9 times out of 10 is going to be on the money from Ribéry. Robben does the right thing, squaring it. I don't think that's a free kick or a penalty, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
He's trying to claim it.
It was a perfectly legal intervention, and a good one too by Eric Garcia. Just prevented Wagner from getting the shot away. It's a warning for City, and again there's that telepathic understanding between Ribéry and Robben. They were carved apart there, but they have survived. We're 11 minutes into the second half, 2 each. Penalties, of course, if it's level after 90 minutes. We've had 2 penalty shootouts already today. Juventus beating Benfica and Chelsea defeating Inter Milan. Here's Luis finding Bolton. Now Humphreys. It's been a really good open game, this one. Hugely entertaining. The standard's been wonderful throughout this competition. 27 games in 22 cities in 8 countries. All of Europe's top teams involved. It's been a fantastic watch. Here's Bernardo Silva. Paved the way for the comeback with that goal just before half-time. Now Coman. Wagner finding Shabani. That was clever by him. The referee's got a bit of sorting out to do here, because there were some rather overzealous challenges there.
I think these tournaments are great though, John, because, you know, gone are the days now where you just be getting a lot of miles in. You're actually getting it in on the pitch. You're playing in front of fantastic supporters, great stadiums around the, you know, around the world. The standard of football's been excellent.
Yeah, it's a far cry from the way it used to be.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's
you know, when I was at Liverpool, John, you're playing against Southport, you're playing against Tranmere.
Yeah.
You know, now if you're Man City, you're playing against some of the top teams in and around Europe.
Well, we've had Liverpool against Manchester United earlier today. It's Liverpool gleefully winning that by 4-1. Liverpool 6 points their tally in this competition. Dortmund are still the overall leaders with 7.
I don't think the goals are done just yet.
No.
More goals to come in this game.
Here's Kingsley Coman. He's going backwards at the moment. This is Chris Richards, the young American. Bayern playing keep ball, but it's gone all the way back to their goalkeeper. It'll be a Bayern throw on halfway. Foot on the ball from Niko Kovac, whose brother Robert is his assistant at Bayern. They come as a pair. It's got quite an act to follow, as you mentioned. They won the league by 21 points last season with a goal difference of +64.
Yeah, I was reading some of the comments from Ollie Hoeneß and Karl-Heinz Rummenigge about Kovac, saying he's steeped in the Bayern history, knows what he wants. He plays with wide men.
Good ball by Robin into Coman. Coman round the outside. Clever cutback. Well defended by Manchester City, with Wagner again frustrated and unable to get on the end of it.
He's the danger man, isn't it? Kingsley Coman. Difficult for Humphries to try and deal with 1v1. Going back to Kovac, you know, he won't have to change too much from the reins of Ancelotti, Pep and Jupp Heynckes. They've all played with wide men, predominantly played 4-4-2. Just needs to try and bring a younger element to the Bayern squad, which is difficult when we look at their star performers, Ribery 35 and Robin 34. Try and tweak the age slightly, but still make them competitive.
He's also got Neuer, Müller, Boateng, Kimmich, Tolisso, Lewandowski, etc. to come back as well. Having said that, Manchester City, Stones, Sterling, Walker, Delph, Gabriel Jesus, Fernandinho, Danilo, Aguero, Otamendi, David Silva, Company and De Bruyne.
Big talk
Make
about
a decent five-a-side team out of that.
Yeah, big talk about Boateng maybe going to PSG to join up with Thomas Tuchel. Just struggled over the last 18 months, Boateng, with injuries. And they've got a promising young centre-half, Niklas Zula, who's a very, very good defender. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how the players who are underperformed for Germany, the likes of Müller and Neuer, react to that. 19 shots in the game, which tells you how entertaining it's been. Foul by Serge Gnabry.
Might just be a revamp from Jogi Löw in their next campaign.
Yeah,
might be 2 or 3 players thinking about retiring. Mesut Ozil's done that already.
Yeah, he was named as captain of Arsenal by Unai Emery earlier today in Singapore and scored in a 5-1 win against Paris Saint-Germain in this competition.
I'm looking forward to seeing how Mesut Ozil produces this season, because I've been one of his biggest critics, because I know he's got so much talent.
Yeah.
And sometimes he just doesn't produce or doesn't show enough energy for the team, especially in the big games. Sometimes when you're away from home, Arsenal were down to 10 men because he's a player that needs the ball. Now under Emery, he's going to have to do a lot more without the ball, which will make Arsenal a better side.
He's brought in some experienced players, hasn't he? The likes of Lichtsteiner in his 30s, new goalkeeper as well.
And Sokratis from Dortmund, very good centre-half. He'll toughen them up, he's a real warrior. Bernd Leno's a good goalkeeper. And the players he's already got, you know, he's got Lacazette, he's got Aubameyang, Mkhitaryan.
Oh, here's Foden and Mecha again. And what an important foot in that was by young Chris Richards to deny Lucas and Mecha the chance of a second goal for him and a third for City. Persistence of Foden setting up the chance, and Mecha just denied. Here's Robin. Now Coman. Early ball in, just in front of Sandro Wagner, who has been a little bit frustrated in the second half. Wagner haven't quite found him, have they?
No, he's been coming short of feet, and he can't. He's been struggling to link the play. That was a better ball in, a better idea. It was Serge Gnabry with the ball across the 18-yard box. That's the run that Sandro Wagner likes to make.
And it's finally poised at the Hard Rock. Here's Luis and Mecha. Fouled. City free kick.
Yeah, drew the front quite well there from Chris Richards. Mecha. Nice little touch, just flicks it up, takes him away. Nice little bit of skill, that.
Yeah. Clear foul by Chris Richards. First start of the tournament for Richards, having been a substitute against both Paris Saint-Germain and Juventus. He's conceded a free kick. It's a potentially useful situation for City. Zinchenko takes it. It's kept in by Foden. It's lovely play by him. Has he got a cross to match? It's nodded away by Gnabry, and here's Ribery, leaves it for Coman. This is Shabani. Now Robin. Straight down the middle, and Wagner's managed to keep possession. Ribéry won't be able to reach that though, and again there's that withering look back.
Why put it 4 yards in front of me when I'm 35? Just give me the ball to my feet.
He gave it the thumbs up in the end, but I think that was probably for the cameras more than anything else. Substitution about to be made. And Luke Bolton is coming off, and in his place comes Adrian Bernabe, a Barcelona youth who only joined Manchester City on the first day of this month. We're going to get a few substitutions now from Pep Guardiola. Jack Harrison is another who's just come on, midfield player. Claudio Gomez also on for Manchester City in that little flurry of subs. Wearing 81. It doesn't disrupt things too much. They understandably allow up to 11 substitutions to allow the managers to have a good look at as many squad members as they can. Bernabe, a diminutive Spaniard, rather like Diaz. It's a useful looking ball in actually towards Foden.
So lucky, the right idea from Bernabe. Good run from Phil Foden from deep. It's good tracking back from the Mecha.
Here's Ribéry, infield by Maya. Ribéry again, good skill from the Frenchman, as you'd expect. This is Richards. A steadier second half perhaps than he had in the first. Here he is again on the ball. Forward by Alaba. Chased by Coman. It's a good turn by him. Not once but twice. And then again.
So sharp, isn't he, Kingsley Coman?
Zinchenko with a very confident header back to his goalkeeper there, who bowls it out quickly. Suddenly, Manchester City are on the front foot here. This is Mecha. Clever ball to Foden. Here's Bernabe. And Bernardo Silva. It's been a little bit quieter in the second half than he was in the first, but he's got the ball here. Bernabe again. Bernardo Silva, good feed. Good goal. 3-2 City. They've completed the comeback from 2-0 down. Bernardo Silva has converted expertly for the second time personally. And City have the lead at the Hard Rock.
Another youngster involved as well, Bernabé. Lovely little ball with the outside of his left foot. It's not great defending. David Alaba doesn't get tight. Good work from Bernardo Silva, just gets it on that left foot. See David Alaba there, just puts the brakes on. If you're going to go that far, you might as well go all the way. Sven Ulreich gets done at the near post. Another youngster with the assist.
Just taking a slight deflection off Alaba on its way through. Either way,
got to get tight. You've got to
goalkeeper
put your body
beaten at his near post, though.
Got to put your body on the line there, John.
Yep. Even
though it's a pre-season game, got to be brave enough there to take that in the chest and the face anywhere.
Well, he wasn't necessarily expected to play a big part, Bernardo Silva, tonight, but the injury to Riyad Mahrez in the first half threw him into the action. Scored a really well taken goal just before half-time, and on 70 minutes he's put City in front for the first time in this tie. Bayern, who led 2-0 early in the first half, are now staring defeat in the face potentially, although I think we're going to continue to say it, Don. It's the sort of game where you never think the scoring is over. We've been right so far.
Yeah, we said it at 1-0, and I think the game that we were watching, it was always going to lead towards goals because it was very, very open. But you're right, with 20 minutes to go, anything can happen in this game. It's been such a good watch.
Yeah, it has been excellent.
Some very talented players on show, have performed really well.
Pep Guardiola would be a very proud man, I think, the way that his youngsters have been. The character they've shown from 2-0 down. When you think they're up against the likes of Ribéry and Robin, in the first half, Rafinha and experienced players like Kingsley Coman here, young though he is, wants to shoot Coman. Maybe should have had second thoughts.
There's only one man that'll probably go under the radar, but he's played really well tonight. Is Claudio Bravo, because he's made sure the youngsters have all been in the right positions at the right times. He's been brave enough to give them the ball, even though they are young and they are going to make mistakes. He hasn't just took that out of the equation and bypassed them. He's made sure they got on the ball. He hasn't had too many saves to make, but in terms of having the ball at his feet and playing the right way, I'm pretty sure his manager will be delighted with his performance.
Yeah, I agree. He's played a captain's role, hasn't he?
Just little 10-15 yard balls like that. It's simple, but it's effective.
And he picked out the sub Claudio Gomez, an 18-year-old just signed this month from Paris Saint-Germain. Here comes City again. Only half cleared by Richards. Bernardo Silva's on a hat-trick. And it's gone behind for a corner.
See, as basic as the game is, that all stemmed from Claudio Bravo just playing a little pass into the centre half. We played it into midfield, and then Man City were away on the counter.
Corner for City. If they can get themselves 4-2 up, it might be too much for Bayern, but nothing comes from that. Bernabé, the Spanish sub, sees the ball go behind.
I read his book, Pep's book, and he hates the term tiki-taka. Because it does, because it actually means tiki-taka means you're just passing for no purpose. That's not how the game should be played. You keep the ball for a reason, that's to go somewhere.
Yeah, I would agree.
Whether it's backwards, sideways, or especially going forward. Tiki-taka just means bouncing the ball 5 or 10 yards either side.
That I felt was what Spain did in the World Cup against Russia, which is why they ended up going out. And they had goodness knows how much possession and did nothing with it at all, and ended up losing a penalty shootout, which was pretty much what they deserved, I felt, in the end.
Well, in the one game, do you remember they had nearly 1,000 passes? Yeah. Never looked like scoring.
No use to anyone, really, unless it's to some purpose.
Yep.
Here's Foden, who's been very purposeful today, finding Bernardo Silva, who could say the same thing. Foden once more.
Oh,
Bernabé.
Unlucky. Yeah, you could see what he wanted, couldn't you?
Very, very impressive, some of these City youngsters today, not just individually, but the way they've knitted as a side, the maturity they've shown. We're going to get a substitution now, with liquids being taken on board in the heat of Miami. Coming on for Bayern is Joshua Zirkzee, a Dutch youngster who scored against Paris Saint-Germain. Wagner is the man that he's replaced. There is Joshua Zirkzee, only 17, scored 15 goals in 16 appearances for Bayern Munich's youth setup last season. It's only their second sub, joining Serge Gnabry from the bench and onto the field. 15 minutes to go. City leading by 3-2 in a pulsating clash. Paul will, well, Ryan Johansson is on. Johansson comes from Luxembourg. Only the 4th player from that country to have played in the Bundesliga. He's 17. He's on as well, bringing Niko Kovac's substitution tally now to 3. And Johansson is a central midfield player and will slot into the gap vacated by Paul Villu. Played pretty steadily.
Thought he played well, handled the ball really well. Some neat touches.
Zirkzee got the 3rd goal in the victory over Paris Saint-Germain after Javi Martinez and Renato Sanchez got the first 2. Subsequently lost to Juventus. So at the moment, these two sides could end up with 1 win apiece from their 3 games. That's if Manchester City hang on to this lead. Ulreich to Gnabry. Good challenge by Bernabe. He's been very lively since he came on, the young Catalan substitute.
He's in the similar sort of mould as Brahim Diaz, isn't he? He can handle the ball left side up, got good balance, got an eye for a pass.
Looks like he'd been schooled the Barcelona way before being snapped up by Manchester City. Bravo goes long for virtually the first time and finds Bernardo Silva. Here's Humphreys. Ribery loses it. Here's Claudio Gomez, who only turned 18 5 days ago. Celebrated his birthday with a move from Paris Saint-Germain to Manchester City and is now wearing the famous sky blue and white. There he is, number 81. He's looked quite tidy since he came on. Here's Nmecho's a bit unlucky with the way the ball clipped him on the way through. Gomez again. Now Foden. Gomez once more, the French kid. Here's Bernardo Silva. Well, they're bossing it at the moment, City. Zinchenko. This is Foden. Support from Bernardo Silva. Very mature performance from these young players, particularly if they can see this game out.
Yeah, credit Bernardo Silva's performance as well. He hasn't sulked. When he came on for Riyad Mahrez, he's got the job done. He's got a brace so far. His attitude's been very good.
Here's Humphreys coming out of defence. Just a little overhit, but it was a good idea again. One of the impressive things about City is the way that the defenders seem able and confident enough to carry the ball forward and be creative in the John Stones mould, I guess. Here's Coman finding Ribery. That's a good ball. And here's Gnabry joining the attack, and now Robin. Always danger when the ball's at his feet. It's Arjen Robben. Good save again, Bravo. Only half cleared though by Gomez. Robin once more. Ribery Clever ball, Coman. Crowded out at the moment. Manages to find Meyer though. This is Johansson. His first real contribution to the game is a rather disappointing one.
Yeah, a little lesson to Zinchenko. If you 1v1 Iron Robin, you can't allow him onto his strong left side here. You've got to send him to the byline on his weaker right foot. Easier said than done because Robin's got great balance, but you have to overcompensate there.
It's been an absolute trademark of his long and glorious career, hasn't it, Iron Robin? The cut-in. I've seen it so many times. Still, defenders don't always have a way of stopping it. Here's Gnabry. Here's Iron Robin again. This time he's gone on to his right. And City deal with it. First Bravo, and then
right
Humphries.
There. Sorry, John, and that right there is the difficulty, because you say show him on his weaker right foot. Now you're 1v1. And he does the right things, Zinchenko, but he's lost half a yard on Iron Robin, and you can't get back in. Very, very hard player to try and mark, and in 1v1 situations, nigh on impossible to try and stop Iron Robin.
Good header by Humphries, actually, with Coman poised. Corner is taken quickly. Here's Ribéry. Still has it, Ribéry. Another good save by Bravo, and then a shot blazed over the crossbar by Shabani, who was rather more accurate with his header in the first half.
Well, he'll know he should score. He'd love this one again. Don't panic, just keep it down. Just drill it into the floor if you have to. Fantastic play from Frank Ribéry to skip past a couple of players. Big chance for Bayern that.
Well, we've reached that point in the game where there's only one goal separating the sides and 8 minutes left, where you remind yourself that a penalty shootout is a distinct possibility if Bayern Munich can find an equaliser. No extra time, straight to the shootout if necessary. City will be hoping not. Here's Gnabry. Looking for Robin. Again, he's going to try and threaten the City defence with his pace and skill. Richards. And now Alaba. Ribéry. Towards Zirkzee, the young Dutchman. Didn't quite seem quick enough in thought to get on the end of that pass.
Absolutely right, because that's the run that Frank Ribéry wanted the youngster to make, just in behind the centre half. He just put the brakes on there. Just not on the same wavelength.
It's been an absolutely excellent game, and I think you said it about as early as the 15th minute that both teams were just committed to all-out attack, and tactics had gone out the window, and that's pretty much the way it's been, and hugely entertaining for all that.
It did. It sort of seemed that sort of way where, listen, I know both managers would never say that, but it was like a free-for-all. It was just like a really open game of football. That's why I was pretty sure, even when Bayern scored the first goal, I knew there's more goals to come. It was very, very open.
Frank Ribéry's work is done. He's set up the second goal for Iron Robin superbly well. He's going to be replaced by Marcel Ziller, another 18-year-old from Poland. Contributed goals and assists to the junior teams at Bayern Munich. Ribéry's getting a huge round of applause, 35 years of age, but his talent undimmed.
Excellent performance.
Yes.
And what a ball, by the way, for Iron Robin's goal. The second one, absolutely world-class pass.
It was indeed. So Marcel Ziller, who scored 14 goals in 40 appearances for the junior setups last season, has just over 6 minutes to try and get on target at senior level. Phil Foden looks as if he's struggling with a hamstring problem, which means that...
Hopefully it's a touch of cramp.
Yes. The man coming on to replace him is Benjamin Garret, Argentine left-footed striker.
It's a couple of little injuries that Pep's men have picked up tonight. Phil Foden, obviously Riyad Mahrez. Hopefully they're not serious.
Well, they're 4.5 minutes away, these youngsters, from a pretty notable win. Big scalp, Bayern Munich. Here's Gomez.
Well, if they can hang on, it's a deserved win as well, because they've hadn't played Bayern.
Here's Bernardo Silva. Shot was hit lustily by Bernabe, but off target. He's been good since he came on. This is Richards. Time running out for Bayern, although there's no flag here. Bravo's come a long way and just about got it right.
Took a chance, because in a race there I thought Serge Gnabry looked real favourite to win that. That's the effort from Bernabe from distance. Just allows it on his back foot, takes a shot on his left.
Doesn't count the number of efforts on goal there have been in this game. It's a very high number. It's been a high quality game. It's not quite done yet. Here's Gnabry again for Bayern Munich. Trying to cut it down the channel, but not quite the right ball.
I think as the game's gone, I think how I interpret the game from start to finish is Bayern's experienced players have been excellent. Kingsley Coman, Ian Robben, Frank Ribery, all great. But City's youngsters, I thought, Phil Foden, especially Eric Garcia at the back. Brahim Diaz had half an hour where he was fantastic. Luke Bolton's a real strong runner. So the youngsters have really performed for Pep.
Yeah, they have.
I'd be delighted at some of the performances that they've put in the last few games.
Here's Coman. And now Robben. Not over yet. Ian Robben. Deflected wide. It's a corner.
How on earth do you stop him? Because you can't show him inside on his strong left foot. If you're Zinchenko, you send him to the byline a minute and a half ago and he left him for dead. You've probably got to try and get more bodies around you and try and ask for defensive cover.
Here he is again.
It's impossible.
Oh, he's lost it this time. Don't see that very often. No real damage done for Bayern, though. They're back in possession quickly. This is Coman. That's a lovely ball. Cross by Shabani. The header is over the crossbar from Marcel Ziller. Beautiful ball down the left-hand side by Coman.
He's played quite well tonight. Shabani got his goal early on. He's been a good runner from midfield, box-to-box player.
Final minute of the 90 at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. 65,000 capacity arena. Looks like Manchester City are heading towards their first victory in the International Champions Cup, in their third and final appearance in this competition. Unless Bayern can somehow force penalties. Robben with the header, but to no avail. Told there's going to be 3 minutes added on at the end. This is Luis.
Kept the ball now, City, for about 15-20 passes, and young Eric Garcia has beaten the heart of half a dozen of them.
Confirmation of the added on time. Here's Koeman for Bayern, who will want to use it wisely. It's good from Alaba, but equally good for Manchester City by Benjamin Gar, the Argentine substitute. Going to be pretty happy, Pep Guardiola. In truth, although it was a comeback for Manchester City, they really didn't deserve to be 2-0 down. And they've been the better side overall, and if it is going to be a victory, and that's pretty close now, you would have to take your hat off to them and say they thoroughly deserve it.
Yeah, the opening period of the game, City absolutely battered Bayern for about 12-13 minutes, and then Bayern scored on the counter on 15 and then on 24. Since then it's been all City.
They still have work to do. Here's Maya. Koeman. Zilla. Gnabry again. Robin arriving. Gnabry, complete miss kick. And that's meat and drink to Gnabry, who gets it out of harm's way. Alabar's ball forward. Zinchenko's clearing header. Nice touch by Bernabe again. City closing in now, but that's a poor ball. Bayern may have time for one last hurrah. Here's Kingsley Coman, just trying to knock it away from Cameron Humphreys.
Probably the sharpest player on the pitch, Kingsley Coman.
Deep cross, Robin will keep it in. Clever ball. And the cross by Johansson, grasped by Bravo, and that might just do it for Manchester City.
Right place at the right time there. Claudio Bravo knew exactly where to be. A good run from deep from Johansson, just tries to fizz that across the 6-yard box. Good hands, and that should be it.
And he's played really well, Claudio Bravo, as captain of this young side, using all his experience, and Pep Guardiola smiles as he